Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a guide for round 10 of the manufacturer series. Let's get this started. Slowly bring yourself to the right, and your braking point is just before the 3 sign on the right. Brake as much as you can and get close to this first apex, but make sure you give yourself enough space to hit this second apex, and it's a bit of a late apex, so you want to make sure you hit it and start to accelerate as soon as you can. Brake right after the 2 sign, and you're going to trail brake through this turn. Before you approach the 1 sign on the left, you'll just turn in and ease off the throttle. For most of these turns, the sausage curbs act as your apex and accelerating points. Brake right after you pass the 3 sign on the right, and this is a bit of a long and drawn out turn, so you'll be trail braking for a bit. For this upcoming left-hander, you'll use a very quick burst of braking before you reach the 2, and when you hit the apex, be very aggressive on the throttle. For the corkscrew, you'll be braking before the 3 sign, and you want to brake a little bit early to give yourself just enough space to be able to deal with this without spinning out. Since this car is a 4-wheel drive, you'll have a bit of an easier time through here. Make sure you take advantage of both apexes, as you want to make sure you get a very nice, fast, and clean exit. Bring yourself to the right, then ease off the throttle. Do not hit the sausage curb, then start to fully accelerate. Bring yourself to the left, brake at the 2, trail brake, and be very aggressive at the apex. For the final turn, you'll brake right before you pass the 3 sign on the right, and you're going to go for a light apex, so make sure you straighten your car out as fast as you can so you can start to fully accelerate once you hit the apex. And that is all for this lap guide. Let's go ahead and quickly talk about the strategies. For today's strategies, I decided to test out the Nissan GTR Group 4 and the Megane Trophy. With the GTR, obviously this is my car, so I have to test it out here. But with the Megane Trophy, it has a bit of an advantage here since this track prioritizes acceleration and good turning speeds. With the GTR, it's very harsh on its front tires, so they wear out very quickly, whereas with the Megane, it's very light, so it's very gentle on its tires. And this race is going to be a one-stop race because, as we're about to see, the pit stop entry time for some reason takes like a million years. So let's go ahead and see how long it takes to go through here, through the pit stop entry. And this is me just waiting to enter my pit box, change on over to hard tires. We're 7 seconds in and our car is still nowhere to be seen. Apparently it's very difficult to make a left turn. And 14 seconds in. 16 seconds. So about 18 seconds before the car actually enters a pit stop. Now I'm not sure if it's going to stay this long when you enter the pit stop in the FI race, because if it's still the same case, then you definitely want to do a 1-stop, because if you end up doing a 2-stop, then you might as well just end up quitting the race. Now, onto the cars again. We saw that with the Nissan GTR, the front tires were already gone by the end of lap 9, but with the Megane Trophy, the tires are now gone. But the thing is that we're at the end of lap 13, so you can go a couple more laps more, and the pace is still pretty decent. It's already better than that of the GTR. And end of lap 13, we're going to go ahead and enter the pit stop. Alright, so as I said, it's going to be a 1-stop race, and when you want to pit is going to depend on how your car treats its tires and your driving style. With the GTR, I was actually trying to conserve the tires, trying to make them last as long as they can before I had to pit over to the racing hard tires. And with that, I ended up pitting at the end of lap 9, whereas with the Megane Trophy, you can pit at the end of lap 12 or 13, and you don't have to refuel. You have more than enough fuel on either car to finish the race. So if you don't have to refuel on these 2 cars, then this should be the case for every single car in the Group 4 class. Don't forget that racing hard and medium tires are required, so you're going to have to use both of them at some point. And as you see in the total time, the Nissan GTR, it just struggles throughout this race because of its natural understeer, and then with the tire wear, it just ends up having a bad time. it ends up finishing way behind the mid-game trophy, where its acceleration and how it handles the turns definitely comes to an advantage here. That and the tire wear, I mean, it's very gentle on its tires, so you can't complain about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this guide. Once again, try to be as gentle as you can on the tires to make them last as long as it can before switching over to the hard tires. Don't forget that you need to have racing hard and medium tires at some point. And don't forget, don't get on the sand or gravel because that's going to really mess you up. But anyways, that is all for the video. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. So this is Mr. MCA wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.